Okay, these videos are brought to you by G66 UK, and that's where you can get your FM3 or FM9, which I'm using today, or Axfex 3 or Fractal VP4. There's also a UK service centre. So, in this video, I wanted to explore a bit of a smaller amp that maybe we wouldn't typically sort of go, right, well, that's exactly what I want, just because it's kind of small. So, 5F1, which is what we're going to be looking at. Now, what I'm really going to be exploring in this video, probably, let's start off with a small, you know, little Tweed, 1x8, something like that, SM7B, then Factory 1, else, maybe a room. That could be a good thing to add. Right, so we're kind of very bare bones at the minute, right? Doesn't really sound like much right now. So let's add in a bit of reverb. So should we go with a plate to start? So this is kind of your 8 inches type thing. So that kind of, I mean, it's not the smallest sounding thing in the world, right? You know, particularly if we were to add in some other factors, compressor maybe. Or what about if we added in a bit of drive? So how is this going to sound with, you know, a blues OD? Let's find out. I'm going to see which of these, if I go into this cab, that room is doing quite a lot. So what we could also do, so we copy this channel A to channel B, and here, let's change this up a bit so that our main voice is now going to be a cab that I'm very familiar with. Instead of that, we're going to go with a Legacy Cab 103, which is now like a bit more of a Marshall voice, but I'm going to keep in that room. Let's just save this. Hear how much sort of like less mid-heavy. We're suddenly now in territory where it doesn't have that boxy sound anymore. Let's just explore how much gain we got. Very, very responsive stuff. Other things we can experiment with trying here, you know, what if we changed the power amp? What if we changed the power tubes? Could we get some different sort of... We can even put a bit of trem on from the amp itself. That's actually really interesting stuff there. Let's experiment then with that trem that we can turn on via here. So we'll just change our frequency, change our depth. Now, of course, you could do this on any amp, but kind of, I don't know, it's something about a small sort of brown face Fender amp where you got the vibrato. It's quite a cool idea. Now, the cool thing is, of course, if we want this to be clean, because we're not really tied to any sort of volume things, we can just do this kind of thing. It's gone to a spring there, but that's actually quite a nice vibe. So some other things that we might want to add in here that might enhance things even more. What about like a stereo kind of tape head? I just think it's, you know, it's the first amp in the Fractal unit and probably one that we skip quite often. Certainly I do all the time. Let's just check our output, because we've got quite a bit of headroom there, so I don't want to be... Another thing we could even do would be to put some sort of like subtle mastering type compression on here. glorious, glorious sound. I think maybe using Edge's old give it a bit more brightness if we want that kind of, I mean, even I think it's a real little cool block there. They're a great recording amp, and we don't need to worry about the size of stuff anymore. We're in the digital fractal space. Catch you in another video soon. If you want to check out this preset, I'll drop it into the folder with all my other presets. You can grab them for a $5. This should run on FM3 too. Catch you in another video soon. Cheers for stopping by.